It's time for the X and Y Show with your host, Mr. Roosevelt. He talks about man topics, lady topics, and relationships. He talks about love, sex, and infidelities. He even gives good tips. There is no other show that compares to the X and Y Show.
Oh yeah. Sit back, take your clothes off, and relax. It's time for the X and Y Show, where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. The only place on the planet that tackles the topics that everyone wants to talk about, but no one is brave enough to address. Nothing escapes X and Y, baby. Now, here's your host, Roosevelt Colbert.
And greetings, and greetings. Welcome to another segment of the XY Show, and I'm your host, Roosevelt. And I'm glad to be back with ya after 2 weeks. I really hate going 2 weeks, but now I have to do that, unfortunately. But that gives you time to catch up on all the old episodes that you may have missed in the past. I don't know how you ever miss any episodes of the XY Show, but sometimes it might happen. So it gives you more of an opportunity to go back and catch up. So I'm going to be on a bi-weekly format for a little while until I get something completed. Then I'm going to go back to weekly and maybe even 2 shows more a week. So we'll see what the future may bring. But big things coming for the XY Show. Just keep in touch with me and have patience with me as we grow together. So it's been 2 weeks, so I hope all of you are still doing well. I hope you're laying up with somebody, drinking some wine or some liquor or beer, whatever you drink. I hope you're naked. Pay attention to the intro. I hope you're naked and listening to me in front of a fireplace. No, it's too hot for that now. But we're in front of the AC. So I hope you're relaxed and you're ready to listen to another excellent episode of the XY Show. Tonight we have a good episode. There's something I want to talk about, something I'm always hearing. And, it's just something I just want to just say a little something about that I just want to say something about it. And, let's just get into it. We're getting ready to get on the hootie up in here. So without further ado, let's start. Tonight's episode, what should be tolerated when your spouse's good friend is the opposite sex? Again, what should be tolerated when your spouse's good friend is the opposite sex? Now, I'll tell you what should be tolerated, very little. Because, a relationship is hard enough as it is. You don't need a third leg in the relationship just fucking shit up. And I'm not saying that because, having friends is a good thing. But sometimes the friendship can go too far. And I think that, like I said, relationships are hard enough as it is. And you shouldn't have a third person or more than one person in your relationship just complicating shit. So, me personally, I don't think, once you're in a relationship and you want that relationship to grow. Now, if you just fucking, it doesn't make a difference. If they have a friend of the opposite sex, you just fucking, oh well. You're just getting a nut. But if you want a relationship to progress into something more serious, like marriage or a long-term relationship, then marriage, then, those opposite sex friendships need to be hung up. And I'm not saying stop the friendship, but I'm saying some of the shit that you did when you were friends, now that you're not single anymore, some of that shit you can't do anymore. You can't be going out to dinner. You can't be coming over spending the night and then going out and shit at night. All that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? You have common sense to know what I'm saying. If you're in a relationship that you want to grow, that friendship shit got to be out the window. You know, yeah, you can still talk. I'm not saying that, but it's some shit you just shouldn't do. So now, I think that having a relationship with the opposite sex, certain things are unacceptable. And having this type of relationship really causes a unnecessary strain on a relationship or marriage. Basically, it's just causing strain that really shouldn't be there. Like for example, honey, will it be okay if, like I'm just pretend like it's me and my girlfriend asks me, honey, will it be okay? I'm just going out to dinner with Herb. We're just gonna go out to dinner, hang out. Like, I said, what the fuck is she talking about? You going out to dinner with Herb? And what if Herb looked like Denzel or some shit? Nah, I'm serious. It doesn't matter how they look, but it doesn't. It's not good, and I would definitely let her know that's a no. Um, that's just one scenario. There's all kind of scenarios. Honey, will it be okay if my friend, he just lost his apartment. He just want to kick it on my couch for a couple of months. Would that be okay? Fuck no! That would not be okay. If you let that motherfucker, yeah, I'm getting mad. Just think about that shit. Because she had the audacity to even bring that shit and run it by me. That's a double slap in the face. So no, it would not be okay. And you let that bastard stay on your couch, then the relationship is over. In a marriage, I definitely a no. But there's certain things I wouldn't even consider. And I would think it'd be ultimately disrespectful for her to even try me like that. Now that shit works both ways, you know. It works both ways. A guy can also, ask his girlfriend, honey, my friend at work, she's having a little tough time. It'd be okay if she stay with me for a while. Would you go for that shit, ladies? Especially women are very intimidated by women who are attractive. Women are very intimidated by women who are attractive or even look better than they do. you know. So if the woman is attractive, I'm sure most of the women be like, no, absolutely not. But if she's, I don't want to say ugly, but if she's less attractive, then most women be like, oh, okay, he'll never get with her, which is some dumb shit because it doesn't matter how they look. It matters of the situation and the convenience that could happen behind it. So it doesn't matter how they look. Really, it doesn't. So I'm sure, like I say, it goes both ways. You know, it's very disrespectful. So, and a lot of people are saying, well, don't you trust your girlfriend, or your wife, or your husband, or your boyfriend? You have to have trust in a relationship. Well, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. It's not about trust. Trust is not the issue. You know, to trust a person is not the issue. I trust a person, but I don't trust their human nature. You understand what I'm saying? I trust the person, but I don't trust the human nature. They can't control the human nature of things. You put humans in a certain situation, a certain scenario, they will be human. And that's weak, the flesh. The flesh is weak. I'm not gonna put myself in a predicament like that. I'm not gonna allow my girlfriend or my wife to put me in a predicament like that. That's all I'm saying. So, speaking for myself, um, I would not put myself in that situation. Um, like for example, my girlfriend's friend staying on the couch, or even I'm gonna put it to you this way: I don't trust my damn self. I don't trust me. You know what I'm saying? I was if my girlfriend came to me or my wife came to me and said, "Hey, Roosevelt, would you mind? I have a girlfriend. I know you guys are good friends too. I know she's having trouble at home. Would you? She can come stay at the couch. It's no problem. I don't care." No, I wouldn't go for it because I know me. I won't put myself in a situation like that because I know I'm weak, especially if she fine as hell. That just make it more harder. But no, like I said, it doesn't matter how they look, but it helps. But it doesn't matter how they look. I wouldn't put myself in that predicament because I know situation arises. Certain things might happen here and there. Next thing you know, we fucking. Next thing you know, we fucking. So I know I would not put myself in a situation like that, and I wouldn't allow my girlfriend to put me in a situation like that on the other end. And what I mean by that, I wouldn't allow her to have her male friend stay on her damn couch. Because I know how guys think. They looking for a way. He be looking for a way all the time to fuck my girl. It's not him. He's not a bad guy. But that's just human nature. Same thing, reverse roles. If a girl is staying at your boyfriend's house, they probably fucking. They fucking. I know you say, oh no, my guy, I trust him. We've been through so much. We've been through so much. And I think he's a great guy. He would never do that to me. Yeah, that don't mean shit. That don't mean shit. Yeah, so what? He's a nice guy. So what? It's not about being nice. It's about human nature. And if there's an opportunity or situation where it's convenient for him to get a piece of ass, do you think he's going to turn that down? Maybe for the first time, maybe the second time, maybe even the third time. But that fourth time, he's going to be fucking. He's going to be fucking. It's human nature. It's genetic. And actually, you're a dumbass if you think that it's not happening. Because that's just the way it is. It works both ways. I'm not saying that, it works both ways. Like I said, if I had a girlfriend and she know that I had a girl best friend and stand on my couch, I would never ask my girlfriend to even do that. That's disrespectful. It really is. It really is. It's really disrespectful. Because I would be disrespecting my girlfriend or my wife, you know, putting her on the spot for agreeing to some shit like that because she's trying to show that she trusts me, which she shouldn't because I won't be fucking. But it's just disrespectful. It's just disrespectful to her and disrespectful to our relationship or marriage as well. So if you ever fall in that predicament and somebody actually come to you with some bullshit like that, honey, I know that my best friend, Carol or whatever her name is, I don't know, and asks you that it's okay for her to come just stay with me till she gets some things worked out at home. They have no respect for your relationship. They have no respect for your marriage, if that's the case, and they have no respect for you. Otherwise, they wouldn't come to you with that bullshit. Vice versa. Vice versa. Guys, if your lady friend comes to you and say, I have a friend, Herbert, or, it was okay if he comes and stay with me for a while he works it out at his house, I don't know, some kind of shit. She has no respect for the relationship. She has no respect for your marriage. She has no respect for you to come to you with some bullshit like that. There's not that much friendship in the world to jeopardize your relationship. Maybe she or he is not on the same page as you. They don't see the relationship as you see it. They think y'all just fucking. It's different. They think you just fucking. You might say, well, all right, marry her. You're on two different pages. So maybe that's the case. Either way, you need to find out. And he or she coming to you with some bullshit like that, you definitely on different pages. I think about the time when Arnold Schwarzenegger cheated with. This is a perfect example, actually. He cheated with his girlfriend. Oh shit! He cheated on his wife with the nanny, I think she was, or the maid, or one of them. I don't know. But you all heard the story, and And Maria, damn, what is his ex-wife name? I think Maria Shriver. And Maria Shriver got a nice ass on her. She's a very attractive woman for her age. And, I shouldn't say for her age. I mean, she's an attractive woman, period. I mean, she got a nice ass. So, I seen a woman that he cheated on. She's not ugly, but, she's not. I wouldn't say that. I don't know how she looked actually when it happened when they were fucking. But she wouldn't be. I'm trying to put this in a good way. I wouldn't. I wouldn't put it like this. I wouldn't think that he would cheat on Maria for her. It's just not that she's ugly. She's not ugly. But I just wouldn't think that he would cheat on his wife for her. And I just thought that, and that's a prime example. You can't go by the way they look. It was convenience. He was there. Who knows? Maybe Maria got mad at him for some shit and held a pussy from him. I don't know. Only they know that. But it had to be something drastic where he actually went out and say, I'm going to fuck the nanny or the maid or whatever she is. So it had to be something really drastic. I don't know what it was, but it was there. The convenience was there and he couldn't resist. And what ended up happening, you all know the story. He ended up getting with her and they had a son all these years, blah, blah, blah. The point is, it doesn't matter how they look. It doesn't matter how trustworthy the guy is. It doesn't matter how good of a man he is. It doesn't matter how good of a woman she is. It doesn't matter how trustworthy she is. Human nature always trumps. Always trumps. It does not matter. Human nature trumps. The human flesh is weak. So if the opportunity is there in the situation, then you're going to get the results most of the time, and that's infidelities, cheating. So you don't put yourself in those predicaments unnecessarily. It's kind of stupid. Unless you're in a relationship that means nothing, then that's okay. You just fucking. But if you're in a relationship that you hope to progress to a level to get married or a long-term relationship, you're just not fucking, then this is something that you really should think about. If somebody brings this situation to you, maybe they're not on the same page as you are. You might see this as, maybe he's the guy or she's the woman that I might marry one day, but they don't see it that way. So that's why they would come to you with some bullshit like this. Being over friendly with a friend with the opposite sex. They don't see your relationship as being important enough to even protect it. So they come to you with some bullshit like this. So maybe you should find out if you two are on the same page. Guaranteed you're probably not. And if you're in a long-term, a long distance relationship, that's even worse. You fucking in, I don't know, Miami and they're in California, or shit, even Georgia. You're in Miami and they're in Atlanta, and a friend of the opposite sex is staying with them for undetermined amount of time. You don't think that they're fucking? Really? Really? You actually? Oh no, I don't think so. I mean, I trust him. Or oh no. I trust her. I mean, she wouldn't do that to me. Yeah, I guess it is some silly ass people out there, but I just don't understand how somebody could be that damn silly. Do you actually believe that they're not fucking? Or if they're not fucking, they will. They will. When the situation arises, maybe alcohol come into play, maybe depression might come into play. There's all kind of scenarios that they can end up fucking. Human nature. So if they're not fucking, they will be. They will be. Bet on it. It's a guaranteed outcome. So that's what you're putting yourself into. Unnecessary strain on the relationship or marriage. Now, I want to tell you, I want to reiterate again, even the most trustworthy of people will fail in this scenario if it keeps happening. Do you think your husband can, and I know, I'm going to stop for a minute. I know this girl who, she was from another country and she came to Miami, but she had to leave and go back to her family in California. And, this girl, she was fine. She was fine. She had a nice little ass on her. But, she wanted to go back with her cousin who was married with the husband and live with her until she got on her feet. And her cousin flat out told her. Her cousin flat out told her, look, I love you, you're my cousin, but you can't come here. She said, you can't come here. I'll help you get your own place. I'll even have your rent. Do you hear what I'm saying? Her cousin say, look, I'll help you get your place. I'll even pay half your rent until you get on your feet. But you can't come here. And the reason why she said that, because she didn't want my friend around her husband. That's the only reason. Come on. That's the only reason she would do something like that. She don't want, not that she would think that her cousin would actually try to fuck her husband. No. But she understood and she knows that the flesh is weak. Her husband see her cousin walking around, slip and walk around in some panties or some sexy shorts or whatever the case. Next thing you know, they fucking. No, she didn't want to even take that chance and bring that unnecessary strain on her marriage. Not even for family. So she said, no, you can't come here, baby. When she told me that, I had to laugh. I tried not to laugh, but I had to. It was funny to me. I told her to even ask her cousin that dumb shit. But she went and she didn't listen. So her cousin told her, I'll help you find a place. I even pay half your rent, but you can't come here. She understood. The human nature, the power of the flesh is weak. I know that for me. I'm not casting stones on anybody. I'm not casting them. I'm looking in the mirror. I will not even ask first of all, it's disrespectful, like I said. Disrespectful to ask my girlfriend, or damn sure ask my wife, to bring a woman in the house and stay with us until whatever. No, I'm not going to do that because I'm disrespecting our relationship or marriage, disrespecting my wife, and disrespecting me, really. Because I'm on in a fucking. Because that's not because I'm a bad guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm trustworthy. But the flesh is weak. The flesh is weak. I don't care who you are. And even in the Bible, it says, don't put yourself in those situations because you cannot resist. That's all I'm saying. So it's okay to have friends of the opposite sex. I'm not saying that. It's okay to have friends of the opposite sex. A friend of opposite, a friend, singular or plural. But it's a certain point where that friendship should stop. It's a certain point that friendship should stop if you're in a relationship or marriage. Certain things that you shouldn't do with that friend of the opposite sex once you're in a relationship or marriage. That's just respect. Anyway. Now, I keep saying that the respect thing, and I really believe that. I really believe that, and I think that also a person that agrees to this bullshit has a low self-esteem. Yeah, I really believe that. I think that a person that really, think that, the person that brings in a friend of the opposite sex and they actually agree to this shit, and deep down they know it bothers them. They might not, they'll deny it up and down. Oh no, I trust him. Oh my goodness, we've been through so much. Oh my goodness. Oh no, he would never do that. And some silly ass men. Oh no, we've been through so much. I mean, she's a great woman. No, she wouldn't do that on me. She wouldn't cheat on me, blah, blah. Yeah, that person has a low self-esteem to actually go for some bullshit like that. They really do. They have a low self-esteem. I believe I don't know, maybe they think they can't do any better, so they don't want to cause any waves. Maybe they don't want to go out on a dating scene again and start all over, getting to know someone. I don't know. Whatever the case can be, but I think the person that actually agreed to this bullshit, that's a low self-esteem. It is. To actually agree with something that you're not comfortable with. Deep down, you know you're not comfortable with that, but you still agree to it and say it's okay. Then you have a low self-esteem. You have to look at yourself to fix that. What is wrong? Why do you feel this way? Why do you allow yourself to be treated in this manner? Because the person is ultimately disrespecting your relationship or your marriage. He's disrespecting you, and he's disrespecting himself, really. Putting you in a situation like this. And me personally, I wouldn't ask. I wouldn't ask my girlfriend or wife, definitely not my wife, to consider some bullshit like this. Why? Again, because it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful to our relationship, disrespectful to our marriage. What the fuck do I look like asking my girlfriend or wife for another woman to come live in the house with us? What does that make me look like? What does that make me look like in regards to our relationship or marriage? To me, it would be like I don't care much for the relationship or marriage. If I would even consider doing something like this. That's a no-no. And trust has nothing to do with it. that has nothing, not a damn thing to do with it. It's not about trust. It's about human nature, about flesh being weak. I know my flesh weak. I know it. So I'm not going to even come to my wife or girlfriend with some bullshit like, oh, can she come stay with us for a while? What? I won't even do that. And she better not do it to me. Otherwise, the relationship is over. And the marriage is in jeopardy. She couldn't do that to me. I don't have a low self-esteem. I'm not going to go for no bullshit like that. Because that's what it is. Bullshit. So personally, I wouldn't even ask my woman to do something like that. Because nothing good could come out of it. Why am I going to put her to the test? She would probably agree to it, maybe, just to prove that she trusts me or whatever, which she shouldn't because I end up fucking. Not because I'm a bad guy, not because I'm not trustworthy, because I'm weak. I'm human. I'm human nature. No one could resist for a certain amount of time. If, some people it'll be quicker. It'll be a month, maybe they can resist. Some people maybe 6 months. No person can totally resist. Hell no. Fuck that. I know some of you out there say, oh, no. We had a roommate for 7 months and nobody did anything. Well, there's always exceptions to the rule. But for the most part, that shit, it will end up in that outcome. Somebody gonna be fucking. This ain't no Three's Company. Shit. Ain't nobody Jack Tripper. And then really, if that was real life, Jack would have been fucking both Janet and Chrissy. But that was TV. But this is real life. There's no Three's Company. There's no man gonna stay with a woman for a long time and something's not gonna happen. That's human nature. It's genetics. There's no woman that's gonna stay with a man a long time and not do anything. It's human nature. The flesh is weak. Who knows what situation might arise? Maybe something you might be angry about, or you think he or she is cheating on you, so you're going to give it. I don't know. It's all kind of shit that happens in a relationship or marriage. So you don't need nothing, augmenting the situation. You don't need another dick in the house, complicating shit. You don't need another pussy in the house, complicating shit. That's all I'm saying. So me personally, no. I wouldn't even go to my girlfriend or wife for that bullshit because that's what it is. I'm being disrespectful to our relationship or marriage and being disrespectful to her and disrespecting myself. I'm not being a proper example of what a man should be. And that's going to his woman with some bullshit like this. I will not put a strain, unnecessary strain on my relationship or marriage. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. And you shouldn't do that. No one should do that. No one should put an unnecessary strain on your relationship or marriage. There's some things, if you're in a relationship or marriage and you have an opposite friend, a friend that's of the opposite sex, there's some things that's a no-no. Some things that's a no-no. There's a limit. There should be a limit. You're in a relationship now. You're in a marriage now. So the shit you did when you were single, that shit got to cease. Some of it. Now it's okay if y'all talk on the phone, in the daytime. Fuck that. In the daytime. It's okay to talk on the phone. Be friends on Facebook. I'm not that crazy. I'm not that, it's okay to have some interaction, but I'm just saying some of the stuff had to stop. There's no more late night dinners. No more sleepovers. No more coming over to the house at any time. Come on, everybody, you have common sense. There's some shit you can't do anymore if you have a friend of the opposite sex. If your girlfriend or boyfriend or your husband or your wife come to you with some bullshit, hey, I have a friend, he is going through a issue at home, or something's happening, and he needs to stay with me for a while, is that okay? Or I have a friend, she's going through a situation at home, can she stay with me for a while, is that okay? If they come to you with that, that's bullshit. They're not respecting your relationship. They're not respecting your marriage if you're married. They're not respecting you. And like I said, maybe you two are on different pages. Maybe you don't give a fuck because you just fucking. And that's fine if that's the case. If you just fucking, you don't care what he do or you don't care what she do. But if you're on a page where, hey, I really like to marry this guy or I like to marry this woman one day, and they come to you with some bullshit like this, maybe they're not on the same page you are. And you guys need to have a little talk. Because someone that is on the page of having a good relationship and a respectful relationship or marriage, they would never jeopardize your relationship or marriage in that way. They would never come to you in that way, in that manner, with some crazy shit like that. So, the question is, what should be tolerated when your spouse's good friend is the opposite sex? What should be tolerated? Something on a strictly platonic level. It's okay to talk on the phone in the daytime. It's okay to maybe have lunch together. Some things are okay, but some things are not. What is not tolerated, that's something that has to be determined between you two. But everyone has common sense. The things that is a no. No late night dinners, no sleepovers. No going over their house at any time. No coming over your house at any time. You have common sense. You know what should be tolerated. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people out there are on different pages. You got a lot of bullshit going on out there when it comes to this type of subject. A lot of people like, don't you trust me? I've had this friend for over 20 years. I would never do anything with him. Well, how do you know that? I'm just saying, how do you know? The situation hasn't risen yet. You don't know what you'll do. Human nature is some powerful shit. The flesh is weak. You don't know what you'll do in the right situation or the wrong situation. And a lot of relationships are like this. Don't you trust me? We're just friends and blah, blah, blah. It means nothing. Like I said, make sure you're on the right page. Because if you just fucking or she just fucking, then she's going to say it means nothing. Why are you worrying about it? Don't worry about it. Or he's going to say it means nothing. Why are you worrying about it? I would never do this. It's okay. Everything cool. If you're on the same page, he or she will know that bullshit is not cool. Certain things, when you are in a relationship or marriage, is not cool anymore to do with a friend of the opposite sex. What is tolerated has to be decided between you two. But be careful, because the human nature is very powerful. The flesh is very weak. If you don't pay attention, and if you don't treat that with the ultimate respect, that power of that flesh and the human nature, you're going to find your relationship ending. You're going to find your marriage ending. And that's something that, we really don't need in today's time, especially marriages. You know how I feel about marriages. So make sure you're on the same page. Certain things shouldn't be tolerated with a friend of the opposite sex. And if your spouse or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, husband or wife come to you with some shit like that, then you two need to have a conversation. Because obviously, you're not on the same page. Well, I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode of the X and Y Show. I really like doing the show tonight, and I hope you enjoyed listening. Be sure to catch up on some episodes that you may have missed. Now, I'm on a wide array of different listening platforms for your listening pleasure, so be sure to take advantage of them. I'm on Blueberry, I'm on iTunes, I'm on TuneIn, and I'm on Google Play. And my main platform that I broadcast from is Spreaker. You can catch those on any of those outlets, and whichever one is your favorite, and that'll be cool. Make sure you subscribe, please, and like or comment. Also, I'm on social media. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, Tumblr, and on Instagram. So be sure to follow me as well on those, and make any comments or any recommendations. Now, you can find my social media and all my listening platforms on my website, which is www.thexyshow.com. www.thexyshow.com. You can find everything there on my website. Also, the X and Y store. You can find a t-shirt, or a coffee mug, or an iPhone cover, or Android cover, and there's some more stuff coming down the pipe, so stay tuned for that. You can find that on my website as well. And also, there's a contact form for you to make any recommendations for the topic of show that you like to hear. Constructive criticism about the show, or likes, or anything you want to say to me, or just say hello. Be sure to do that on the contact form as well on the XY Show website. Again, it's www.thexyshow.com. So, I guess that is it for another 2 weeks. I will see you then, and I want you all to remember, you cannot have love without X and Y. See you not next week. See you in 2 weeks. Later.
You've been listening to The X and Y Show with your host, Roosevelt Colbert, the place where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. Join us next time. You can now put your clothes back on. Or not.